Good morning. It's Friday. We're going to go back down, work in the seed warehouse, try and run some gas flying today. But we have a delivery coming later this morning of some fertilizer. Some 28 coming, some stuff for our starter. And we've got all these tanks out here that I don't want to get stuff mixed up. So I made some labels, and we're going to tape them on to make sure that our right products get put in the right tanks. Okay, so this tank has already got quite a bit in it, but we can fit one more semi-load in there, which is actually what's coming this morning. That is 28002. We use that as our wheat fertilizer, but I'm going to use more of it on the planter this year because I have the ability with the 2x2 to use more of that, so we're going to. These two tanks are going to be our 10340, which is a high phosphorus, what we use for starter. That'll be, we'll put a little bit of that in our 2x2x2 as well. I need another label to put on that one, but I ran out of laminating sheets, so... And then this middle tank is going to be ATS, ammonium thiosulfate. That's our sulfur source. I use a lot of that on the planter as well. We would use it in side dress, but with anhydrous, it's hard to put a liquid on, so we don't do that. So we use it with the planter. And then this tank is going to be a 721-3. That's my pop-up fertilizer that I've decided to use this year. And again, I've got a label. I just need a laminating sheet to laminate it so it'll stay there, and then we'll get that put on. But I don't know when that stuff's coming yet, so it didn't need to be labeled quite as quickly. So that'll keep some stuff straight. Okay, we are back down here. I've been working on planning for my gas line a little bit. I've got a path taken or figured out. I need a few more fittings, so I'm trying to take inventory of what I've got and what more I need. But we're going to come in that corner over there, right down low. We're going to run up that beam in the corner. We're going to run right along that roof beam and then right across the center. So just going to need a couple of 90s to be able to make that happen right. And I'm going to go ask Dad just to have him come down here and say, hey, does this make sense to you, and see if he thinks I'm doing it right. And while I've got him down here, we might as well pull some wires. So I brought some wire. We've got our conduit all in, and we got to get a fish tape in. So I'm going to push this in. Should come out down the elbow, the bottom of our box there, not in the box. And then I can go see if Dad will come down and help me pull them wires and take a look at my plan. Well, I got my fish tape in and my helper. So now we pull and he pushes. Feeds the wires in. There you go. Wires. We'll come back and address that later. Cut our wires off down there, and apparently we got some breakers so I can at the farm so I can use those up. I don't know if I got an outlet, a plug, or not. I'm sure somewhere. All right. Well, we got our wires pulled. Dad went over my plan, and I think we're in agreement here. So I need to get a breaker, which apparently Dad says we have some at the farm. I didn't know we had any there. I thought I was going to have to go buy one. And I need the actual outlet there. So we'll come back to this once we get some stuff. But I'm going to work on my gas line a little bit. So I got this super long drill bit here. We're going to come over here to the corner where we're going to put a hole in to come inside the building and drill it through our foam and our steel. And then we'll go see where it comes outside. And then I got a hole saw we can use to make the hole bigger. But I went outside and looked, and you can't see the ribs from the steel in here, but I can feel them. And there's a rib right here, and I know that my pipe is just on this side of it, so basically right underneath this seam. And I can't see that down here, but we're going to follow it down and drill our hole about right here. Right here. Here. And then we'll see what we do. Oh. Ah. All right, let's go see what we got outside. Ah, shoot, we're a little farther over than I would like to be. Oh well, we'll make it work. All right, I have got a supply list, and I got some errands to run. I need to go and get that stuff. I need to get a haircut. I need to go to the bank. I need to do some stuff. I didn't find an outlet. I gotta go look at the farm, but I thought maybe I had them down here. Last time I was wired, I don't. Anyway, I got some errands to run. We'll be back this afternoon. Oh, we're not going to get much done today. It's just the way it's going. It's fine. Oh, if you look down there to the farm, our 28 truck is there unloading some fertilizer. So let's talk about that for just a second. We use 28, it's 28% nitrogen, and the stuff that we've got, it's got a little bit of sulfur in it. It's 28002S, 2% sulfur. And I bought some of this back in August, actually. Typically, the best deal on 28 is in the early fall when nobody's using any. We use it on our wheat and in our corn starter now. But at the time, I had only bought enough for our wheat because I wasn't planning on using any in the starter. We didn't have this planter deal done yet, and I haven't used it in the past, so I wasn't planning on it. So the stuff we bought then, and now we're buying more now, and turns out it's cheaper now than it was then. I thought we got a pretty decent deal then because it was cheaper than what we had paid for in 22 crop year by quite a bit. But yeah, now it's cheaper. So essentially we had to pay for it in August and let them use our money for 6 months. Plus we paid an extra, it wasn't a lot. I mean, we're only talking $15 a ton or something like that. You know, we're getting another 50 tons now. So, yeah, cost us money buying it early this year. That's not usually the case. It's what it is, but it's frustrating. Hey, look at that. Got a haircut. And I think I got way more parts than we need from Menards, so we should be good there. So we're going to start working on our gas line. And we've got yeah, let me show you. So I put this riser in here last fall when I had this opened up. My gas line comes in here and goes that way and then up to the house. And I teed into it here and put a riser in so I could go to this because I had it all dug up when I was doing my drain there. Anyway, we need to take this plug off and put a valve on there. So I have turned off the gas at the tank. We're going to go ahead and take that off. We're probably going to lose a little bit from our hose or our piping. And we're going to put that on as quick as possible. And we've got our sealant to put on there as well. Like so. Now we should be able to turn our gas back on, keep that valve closed, and my house won't get cold. And it should be self-lighting appliances. I don't have any pilot lights that I need to worry about, so we'll check them later, but I think we're okay. All right, now we've got to get from there. We've got to put our regulator on and get up and into that hole, and we're going to have to go up and go over. It's just the way it's going to work. I bought a couple of elbows to be able to make that happen. So we're going to put a short nipple in, regulator, and then figure out how long we need to go to get up to where we need to be. And the reason the hole is that high is because that's the top of my concrete wall, right? There's concrete under that siding, and I can't go through that, so we got to go up above it. I don't know. Looks like a professional did it to me. No, not really. When you aren't a professional, you make stupid mistakes, like drilling holes before you know where the pipe's going to end up. So then I had to re-drill it, and now we've got a little gap we're going to have to foam shut. Not a big deal. Had I been smarter and put this stuff in and then drilled the hole, we could have done a better job. But in my experience, professionals make mistakes too. So I did put a union in here in case we ever need to change this regulator or do anything with it. We can get it out without having to take all the pipe apart. So we should be good there. I got to go inside and tighten this pipe up from the inside, and then we can kind of push that back into place or get it secured a little bit better. And we got to tighten that union up. I just got it hand tight right now, and then we're done out here. All right, we are in. Everything is good. I put another double elbowed on because we're going to go right up the inside of this corner and get up to the roof. And I want to stay over so that we're kind of protected behind this edge instead of going right up there. I know that the elbows are not great, but it's not hurting anything, and we'll be fine. I don't think the pressure loss from double elbows in the black pipe is the same as, like a water line or something like that, especially with the pressures that we're dealing with. And my pipe should be plenty big, so it'll be okay. All right, so I got these 21-foot sticks of black pipe. We're going to use full sticks as much as possible, but our distance from there up is not a full stick. However, I'm going to need 3 of them, plus a little bit, to get across the top. And we're going to be able to use 1.5 or something to get up to the peak. and I have 6 of them, so that's only 5. So we're going to cut one, and it's going to be a full-length piece from where we're at to the top. So I need to measure it, which means I need to get up there with my man lift, which means I need to reposition my man lift. But before I reposition my man lift, I should finish my electrical project. So that's what we do. We jump back and forth here. That's okay. So I did get a breaker. That's in my truck. I need to get it, and I got an outlet. And we're going to start up at the top. We're going to get our outlet wired up, then we'll come down, we'll get our breaker wired up, and we'll be done with that. Black to the gold screw, white to the silver screw, green to the green screw. Get it secured. Done up here. It's not hard, guys. It's not hard. All right, now we can deal with that end. I will admit that my box isn't the most nice organized. I would need some like stickies and zip ties to clean all those wires up. But it's functional and it works. I got our breaker in. This one, so we got to knock a spot out and put our cover back on, and we are good to go. Okay, so there's our new breaker. I need to get my label maker down here sometime. So I have, the way I have labeled these is I just put numbers on them, and so every outlet or switch has a number. Tells me what circuit it is, corresponds to the number in my breaker panel. It works pretty well for me. I should probably still write in what each one of those is, but at least I know. So if I'm working on something, you know, say I needed to take this plug apart over here or something, I can look at it and say, oh, that's number 3. Go turn circuit breaker number 3 off, and it'll be dead. And I know. I have repositioned our lift and measured from our pipe fitting up to the very bottom of that beam. We're 175.5 inches. Which is 14 feet something, I think. We need to be a little bit shorter than that, so we got room for an elbow. We're going to do another double elbow up there because we need one. We need the custom angle, right? That's like a 14-degree angle, and they don't make 14-degree fittings, and so we can use a double 90 and get whatever angle we want. So we're going to do that, and we should need something like 174 inches. That'd give us 1.5 inches for our fitting. And we don't have to be perfect, but we need to be close. We've also got to get our hangers in there. We're going to use these hangers. So the pipe's going to be, you know, a 1/2 inch down from the pipe anyway, the top. And then we've got to get one of these on there. We're going to go 173.5. Will give us a little extra play. Look, a thread protector. Huh, how about that? Okay, 173.5. Okay, now, black marker on black pipe. You can't see it very good, but the mark is right there. Now, you may be wondering, Nathan, if you cut that pipe, how are you going to get the threaded connector that you need on the end, right? You're right. Good question, Internet. Let me tell you. Somewhere over here, I have a pipe threader. Right here, this fancy thing. So we can put threads on pipe real easy. All we have to do is cut it and then put that on there and start spinning. So, we're going to cut this pipe off. And look, I happen to have mobile sawhorse right there. We can just use it to support our pipe. So we're gonna go ahead and make our cut right here. We'll thread the end, and we'll go put it in place. So we've got this little portable vise table that it's not real big, it's not real heavy, but it works for stuff like this to help hold that pipe so it doesn't spin on me, hopefully. And I got this pipe threader started. Ooh, maybe it's gonna spin. Oh, okay. And so we just kind of twist it on there. It ratchets until we get the threads on that we need. It works. It's not the fancy electric one, but we don't do that much of this. All right, well, we got our threads on there. That proved to be a little more difficult than I may have given it credit for. I only screwed it up once. Got too many filings in there that I didn't clear out, and that screwed the threads up. So I'm gonna get some better cutting oil, and now we've got it. So we are gonna need an elbow on one end. I'm debating whether I can put this in first. I should be able to. It shouldn't hit anything, shouldn't be any interference up in that top corner. So I think we're gonna put this on, loosely probably, with some, and then we will get this pipe put in there, and then we'll get some clamps and get it secured. Oh, it's dark. You can't see very good, but look at that. Perfect. It's perfect. I'll show you better when we get back up there. So we need a full-length 21-foot stick now, going right underneath that roof truss or the end beam there. And there's no way I'm going to be able to hold it up there and thread it in and everything. So we're going to get some hangers put up. I got a couple. We're going to put them, I don't know, how many do I need on a stick? 2? Probably. Maybe I should put more in that. I got more than that. Well, we'll put a couple in, and then if we need to add more, we can add more. Okay, we got our first piece of full stick of pipe in. I've got it 3 clamps just kind of loosely. They're 21-foot sticks, so I decided to put a clamp every 7 feet. That made sense to me, and I started at 6 so that we would end a foot in, and then we'll have it'll work. It will work. So now we got to go down there and get our pipe started, put the dope on, and get it threaded in, tightened. Okay. Could clean up the pipe dope a little bit, but we couldn't have done too much better there. I mean, I got that just about right. It's a good thing I screwed up them first set of threads when I threaded that pipe, because it would have been too long if I hadn't. I mean, that's just about perfect. And you can see we got that slight angle. It's not a 90. And we follow the ridge line right up. We'll get our clamps tightened up, and I'll pull it up a little bit, and then we can go measure, see how long of a piece we need to get up to where we're going to go across. All right. Well, I got that piece in there and secured the clamps tight, and then I measured for the next piece. It's 153 inches, which I cut and threaded. So we've got that ready. It's like 13 feet something. If it was under 10, we could have used a short stick, but it's not, and I didn't want the extra joint, so I cut one of my long ones. It's fine. We still got 3 full lengths left, which is all we'll need for across here. So that's good. I'm trying to figure out what all fittings we're going to need to make the turn to go from underneath that beam to up and along the wood, and we're going to need an elbow, a nipple, another elbow, and I wouldn't mind putting another union in there just in case I ever need to break the pipe. The thing about threaded rigid pipe like this, black pipe, is you can't break it in the middle unless you're going to cut it, because you got to thread everything. It's all got to spin, so you got to start at one end. But those unions allow you to do that. It allows you to break it in the middle, and then if you ever need to change something, add something, you can do it. So I think we'll put one up there and see how we can get it all in there. I'm one street elbow short. I could use another street elbow. I'm gonna go with the farm and see if we got one. I can make it work without it. It would be better if I had one. So I'm gonna go down there and see what we got, and we'll at least get up to the top there tonight. It's about 5 o'clock already, so I don't know if we're gonna keep going all the way across there or not. Oh, the other thing I need, I don't know if you guys can see this, hold on. You see how they overlap those roof purlins? They just overlap them. They don't butt join them and put a splice in. They just overlap them and screw them together where the trusses are. And so they're not all the same. And so if you look at like where my lights are, it's sort of hard to tell with the glare, but see how I got that block of wood in behind where that plug is? That's because I needed that spacer to keep everything straight and in line. And so we're gonna need those for the black pipe as well. So I'm gonna go back to the farm, we're gonna look for a street elbow, and we're gonna get some spacers. Some even 2x4s would work, or 2x6s. We'll screw those in. They only need to be, 8 inches long or something. And then we can clamp our pipe to that, and it'll keep everything straight rather than bending it in and out of those variations in the board there. So let's see, I'm gonna need 2 per section times 1, 2, 3, so we need 6 of them. All right, I got my spacer blocks. Dad's got his windows all trimmed out, and he's making a ledge. What do you got? It's cherry?
Cherry.
Live edge cherry. Look at that. Look
Got
at
a
it.
little trimming to do. Got a little trimming to do.
Beautiful. Back up on our lift, we got that next piece of pipe installed, and I'm ready to make our jump out. So we're gonna use an elbow here. We're gonna put a little nipple in, another elbow up to here, and then another elbow across. And you can see here why we need those blocks, because when we need to put a clamp here, we need it to be out, not tight to this board. So we're out here because See, the next one is out the whole way, and then we'll be flush with that. So those blocks are down over there. We're going to get this transition made and see where we're at from there. Okay. Ooh, we got to clean that up. Pipe dope everywhere. Anyway, we got our connections made here. Oh, I got a phone call. Hold on. Nope, they're gone. They hung up on me. All right. So we came out. We made a 90. We put a little short nipple in there. A street elbow would have worked fine too. It kept a little closer, but nobody's going to notice that from up here. And then I was able to get another union in there, so that is good. And we've got our elbow, and we are ready to shoot all the way down right across this beam, or purlin, rafter, whatever you want to call it, and get to the other end. So we are going to call it here for tonight. I'll probably work on this tomorrow. I probably won't film it tomorrow because it's Saturday. I don't feel like it. I mean, we've got to have made it, what, 40 feet, 50 feet, something like that. But we've put the vast majority of our connections and elbows in here. The rest of it is like, there's like 4 pieces of pipe, right? We got 3 full sticks of 21 footers and then whatever we need to get on the end there, and it won't be much. So they're going to be a little bit tricky to handle. Actually, they'll sit right on top of there because they'll reach all the way across between. Oh, yeah, that won't be so bad. I was wondering how I was going to get them up there, but we got to get our blocks put in here and everything to secure them. So what else? I think that's it from up here for tonight. Let me get down and we'll wrap this up. Successful day. Maybe not super productive, but successful. We did good. And I got all the vent stuff that we need to get the vent installed. So I think I have everything that I need except for thermostat wire, which we may have at the farm. So we'll have to figure that out. Oh, we'll get there. So I'm going to try and get the gas line in tomorrow. Maybe I'll work on that vent. Maybe I won't. I don't know. But we should be able to wrap this up early next week. So I know on Tuesday I have a seed delivery coming, and we're going to fill up that center row right there, that gap where we're working in. Yeah, we're going to put some beans in there and fill that up. So got to get done. But yeah, it's going well here. So a couple of things. One, it's beer 30. 2, we will be at the National Farm Machinery Show on Friday and Saturday of next week. If you are there, stop it, say hi, stop me, talk to me, whatever. It's awkward. I don't know what to say. Just tell me where you're from. Talk to me. It'll be okay. I'm friendly. I promise. Also, none of the other ag YouTubers watch my channel, but if any of you are and you are going to be there and you see me and you want to do a little collaboration, I'll put you on my channel kind of thing. Feel free. We'll make it happen. And yeah, we'll go from there. So thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. Questions and comments. All your fun stuff. I will be expecting my application or invitation to join the IBEW and the pipe fitters unions for electrical and pipe work that I've done here today. And might as well just be a professional. That way you guys stop yelling at me for not being a professional and doing stuff I'm not qualified to do. I'm perfectly qualified. We're doing fine. Good night, everybody. We'll see you Monday next week.